Hi, my name is Bibek Adhikari. I am an English instructor. In today's class, we are going to solve the listening and reading portion of Unit 4, that is, A Brave Woman. So, let's begin. We're now going to start the reading portion of Unit 4, and the title of the unit is A Brave Woman. So, that's the title, A Brave Woman. So, under that section, we are going to do some reading activities and some listening activities. So those are the two things we are going to do today, reading and listening. Alright, so let's begin. So let's begin with the first section. It says look, listen and say. Look at the first picture. The girl is eating rice and the boy comes and asks a question. The question is, how much rice did you eat? And the girl replies, a little. So let's repeat it. How much rice did you eat? A little. How much rice did you eat? A little. How many books did you buy? 6. How many books did you buy? 6. How much money did you earn? A lot. How much money did you earn? A lot. How many times did you go there? 5 times. How many times did you go there? 5 times. Okay. Then let's make similar conversations. First one is curd eat. How much curd did you eat? A lot. Shirts buy. So you can ask a question. How many shirts did you buy? And the answer to that question is maybe 6 shirts or 5 shirts or 1 shirt. Another question. How many apples did you eat? And you can answer that question as maybe 2 apples, a dozen apples, half a dozen apples, a kilo of apples. It's many, so let's go with some countable noun. Milk. How much milk did you drink? And you can say a bottle or maybe 2 cups or a cup of milk, a glass of milk, something like that. All right, then let's go to this puzzle. We've got to write the numbers and try to solve the puzzle. Can you do this? 8 plus 2 equals 10. So you can simply write 10 here. 5 plus 1 equals 6. So you can simply write 6 there. 7 plus 0 equals 7. So you're going to write 7 there. 8 plus 2 equals 10. So you can write 10 again. So maybe you've got to write 2 here because 2 plus 0 is 2, right? So maybe you'll write 2 there, not 10. And you'll write 8 here, and 2 plus 1 equals 3. 1 plus 0 is itself 1. 8 plus 1 is 9. 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 2 is 5. So like this, you can solve the puzzle. Only thing that's bothering me is here, this one, because 10 is used here. So we're going at 2 on this side. So that was the puzzle which we solved very easily. It's fun, right, to solve a puzzle like this. All right, let's move on. Let's listen and read. But before that, let's look at the picture. In the picture, we see a farmer, and this farmer is in the field. And the farmer is plowing the field, tilling the earth, and he's carrying a spade and, agricultural equipments. He seems to be a hard-working man. He's wearing the traditional Nepali topi, so he's the farmer. He is in the field. So that is the impression we get upon looking at this picture for the first time. Now let's go and read the poem. There was a man who did a great deed. Then he plowed and sowed a seed. What was the first seed that he sowed? What was the first crop that he mowed? We have now many crops and many seeds. We don't know who did these great deeds. Okay, that's a poem. Okay, let's find some rhyming words now. First one, she rhymes with deed, so rhymes with mode. Very easy one. And let's go to the listening portion. So I'm going to read out a paragraph about Mother Teresa, and after that, we can solve the questions. But before doing that, let's look at the picture and say who she is. She is no other than Mother Teresa. And Mother Teresa, what did she do? She helped the poor people. She did social services, and she was so much into social work that she got the Nobel Peace Prize. Let me read about Mother Teresa, then we can solve the questions. Mother Teresa was born in Macedonia. She helped poor people for a long time. She was a teacher in a school. She taught for 20 years. She saw many poor people in the streets. They were poor, sick, and dying. She helped them. In 1948, she left the school. Okay, that's Mother Teresa. Now listen to the tape or your teacher and complete the following sentences. Let's complete the sentences. Mother Teresa was born in. So she was born in Macedonia. Let's look at the second one. She taught for, yes, 20 years. She left school in 1948. She saw many poor people. So that was the listening portion. Now let's move on to the reading section. Alright, we are going to read and answer. Which is the tallest mountain in Europe? So that's a question. We can solve that question later on, but before that, let's look at this picture. Do you recognize the person that is in the picture? Her name is in fact Pasang Lamu Sherpa. And we're going to find out what Pasang Lamu Sherpa has done or did in her life. Pasang Lamu Sherpa was born in 2017 BS in Solukhumbu district. Her father's name is Furba Kitar Sherpa. Her mother's name is Angdaki Sherpa. Pasang was a brave girl. Her father was also a mountaineer. Pasang wanted to be a mountaineer too. In 1989, she climbed Pisang Chule Mountain. It is 6,091 meters high. It is in Manang district. She climbed Mount Blanc in 1990. It is 4,807 meters high. It is in France. It is the tallest mountain in Europe. So the question to our answer, what is the tallest mountain or which is the tallest mountain in Europe? It's Mount Blanc. Alright, so yeah, let's move on. She first tried to climb Mount Everest in 1990. Then in 1991, she couldn't succeed in her either attempt. The weather was not good. She again tried in 1992. She failed in her third attempt again. Finally, she climbed Mount Everest in 1993, 22nd April. She became the first Nepalese woman to climb Mount Everest. What a great deed! Yeah, indeed, that's a great deed because, after failing to climb the mountain even for 3 times, she successfully climbed the mountain and she reached at the top of the summit. And that's in fact a great deed. Alright, so yeah, she finally succeeded. Now let's go to the exercise portion. The first question we have is read the story and answer the following questions. Okay, let's do that. When was Pasang Lamu Sherpa born? So let's go to the answers. First one, when was Pasang Lamu Sherpa born? Pasang Lamu Sherpa was born in 2017 Bikram Sambat. The second question, what is her mother's name? So you can write her mother's name is Angdaki Sherpa. So back to the other questions. There are two more questions. Name the two other mountains she climbed before Mount Everest. When did she try first for Mount Everest? So those two questions, I'm not solving them. I'll in fact give those questions to you as homework. Let's move on to true and false section. First one is her father was a doctor, which turns out to be a false statement because her father was in fact a mountaineer. She climbed Mount Everest in her fourth attempt. That's true indeed because she failed for 3 times, and in 1993 she could finally climb the Mount Everest in her fourth attempt. More questions from the exercise. The first is called Fun with Vocabulary. Let's try this one. Match the words with similar meanings. First question is attempt. An attempt means trial. Succeed. Succeed is to achieve something, yes. Mountaineer, a person who climbs the mountain. Finally, at last. Failed, got, failure. Now let's go to number B. It says use the following words in the blank spaces. We've got to use these words: brave, mountaineer, is, attempt, and tallest in the blank spaces. Ramesh is a brave boy. He can stay alone in the forest. Really. In her second attempt, she couldn't make tea. He is the tallest boy in his class. I want to be a mountaineer in future. My village is in Bhutan. Alright, so let's move on to the homework section now. Okay, we're now in the homework section. We've already done these 2 questions, so your homework will be to solve the last 2 questions. We've already done true and false. So you don't have to solve true and false right now. You just have to do number 3 and number 4. So those 2 are your homework. With this, we've come to end of today's class. If you have any questions or suggestions regarding these video series, feel free to write us at learning@deerwalk.edu.np. Thank you.